Hello, I'm Lynda Austin, and thank you for joining us for the Essence of the Week for November 13th, 2011. I am the light. The light is surrounding me. The light is transforming me. The light is protecting me. Divine love is flowing around and through me, solving and dissolving all situations for the good of all. A higher power is in charge of my life, and only good can come through me. My mind is open, my heart is receptive, and miracles are happening right now. I consciously choose to raise my vibration to a place of truth and light. Yes, well, you know, the channel has chosen to speak further on the concept of authentic self, of standing in the truth, of speaking your truth. And this is a great concept. It is a great stepping forward for each of you. And so when you look at your 11-11-11, which has just passed, and you say, what was that all about? In truth, it was about truth. For those of you who have in the past few weeks felt yourself pulled into or forced into speaking your truth from a place of heart energy, this opened that 11-11-11 energy to you. It is a symbol. It is a sign, a metaphor, a reminder that there are gateways, that there are cycles, that there are levels that you transcend to become more and more aware of who you truly are. And so those of you who have come to the place of standing in your truth and your authentic self and speaking from that place, as the channel said, from the heart, those are the ones of you who have stepped through this particular gateway into the next level or the next phase or the next cycle of your experience of growth on this particular planet in this particular lifetime. And it is a universal gateway. It is a universal step to be taken in the growing awareness in your world of who you are and what you are here for. Because what has really happened is opening you up to the understanding that once you begin to speak the truth, your truth, what is true for you, you are speaking from the authentic self, and life becomes so much simpler. Because you are speaking from a place of love, self-love, and love of others. Because we will tell you this, when you go within and you find a place where you are speaking your own truth, that is the place of finding connection with self and an ability to love self and forgive self and believe in self. And until you can love yourself, trust yourself, and believe in yourself, you cannot do that for anyone else. You cannot love someone else if you are not coming from loving yourself. You will trust no one else if you don't trust yourself. Will you lean on them, rely on them? Yes. But as long as you don't trust your own self, you can't fully trust anyone else. And until you come to the understanding of loving yourself, it is impossible for you to truly love anyone else. There will be all sorts of feelings and all sorts of ties and binds and knots and rules about loving until you come to love yourself unconditionally. And so while it appears to her As she says it, it's a simple thing. You've come to a place of exploring your inner self, finding that you are a great treasure, and giving yourself permission to speak your own truth. It's about self-respect, speaking and valuing your own truth. Comes from loving the self, trusting the self. And so you are now able to open yourself up to unconditionally loving, to trusting and believing in others outside of yourself. And so this gateway has taken you into a place of an open heart and an availability to be with others in a completely non-judgmental and open and loving way. We think you will understand that this is a pretty big deal. And it begins with accepting yourself, loving yourself, trusting yourself, believing in yourself. And when you do that, you open yourself up. And as the channel said, you will soon find there is very little room in your life for others who are not coming from that same authentic space. Because what you are moving into in the coming year in particular is community of you have all talked about like-minded people. Well, we'll tell you, most of you have been in communities with like-minded people. You just didn't realize that that's what your mind was like. And so you have been reaching for something more, and you went inside to find it. Now you've cleared your own gunk out, and so you are reaching for like-minded people. The difference is that your own mind is much clearer, much truer, much less judgmental. And so you are going to be beginning to build communities. That's a tongue twister. Going to be beginning to build communities of people who come from an authentic heart, from an open space, a spaciousness, a vulnerability. Because when you are standing in your truth and you're not searching for it out there, you're standing with open arms. You're comfortable, you trust where you're at, and you realize that being open is not the same as being available to be beat up. When you find that being loving and unconditionally welcoming does not necessarily mean vulnerable to everyone who wants to criticize you or put you down. Those things don't happen to you anymore, and if they do, you don't care. The only time someone else's criticism really impacts you is when you are rejecting it. And if you are coming from your own truth and someone, criticizes you for that, that doesn't bother you. You are standing in your truth. You are comfortable there. You are grounded in it. And what others think about it doesn't really matter. You have no need to convince anyone else once you have convinced yourself. And so this 1111 gateway, for those of you who have moved into this place of speaking your truth from the core being of who you are, it's freeing you to open your lives to community, to begin to be about the work you are here to do, which is to be love and truth in this physical body. And you're going to find that there is so much gratification, so much satisfaction, so much peace of mind when you realize that everything you are saying is coming from a clear heart. It's coming from a place of non-judgment. It's coming from a place of standing in the rock of who and what you are without needing to defend that to anyone, least of all yourselves. And so it frees you to do whatever it is you feel you have come here to do to make this world what you would wish it to be. And again, we remind you, it's about finding in that truth within you the truth of what it is you want to see in the world around you. This is what you have opened yourself up to. This is what you have stepped into when you have come through this gateway. You now have the ability to make those changes very rapidly and without fighting, without the need to explain or fight with anyone or defend anything. You come from your truth, you speak your truth, and it draws community to you. It's going to be a very interesting end of the year and a much more exciting new year for all of those of you who are seeing the world from this clearer place, who are seeing yourselves for the first time perhaps as who you truly are. Powerful, spiritual beings having a human existence where you are free now to create that as you would wish it to be. We will close.